This is Tom Grassi, and this is 30 and 30, and you're watching Illogical Canadian.
Bonjour mes amis, je suis le Lâcher Canadien, and welcome back to another week in review. Dun, 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 dun. This week sucked. For many different reasons, this week fucking sucked. Many people saying this is one of the worst weeks of football that they've seen in a long time. It's just not hard to see why by how some of these games went. Seriously. But alas, we got a week to talk about. So let's get ourselves into it, shall we? On Thursday Night Football, we have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos in a game where, again, Taylor Swift had to annoy everybody by just being there. The overexposure at this point is fucking nuts. Please fucking stop now. For Denver, Russell Wilson went 13 for 22, 95 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. Javonte Williams carried it 10 times for 52 yards. For receiving, Cortland Sutton caught it 4 times for 46 yards and had a touchdown reception. For the Chiefs, Patty Mahomes went 30 for 40, 306 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Isaiah Pacheco ran 10 times for 62 yards. For receiving, it was Travis Swift with 9 receptions for 124 yards, en route to a Chiefs victory, as everyone fucking expected against the Broncos, by a score of 18-9. Raise your hand if you didn't see this one coming. I see no hands. Another week in London, but this time in Tottenham. What do we think of Tottenham? Shit. What do we think of shit? Tottenham. Thank you. It's alright. We hate Tottenham, 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 we hate Tottenham. For the Ravens, Lamar Jackson went 21 for 30, 223 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Lamar Jackson also ran 13 times for a total of 62 yards. For receiving, it was Mark Andrews with 4 receptions and a very nice 69 receiving yards either. Nice. For the Titans, Ryan Tannehill went 8 for 16, 76 yards, and an interception. You kind of see where the shittiness of this week starts to come in, folks. Derrick Henry ran 12 times for 97 yards and a touchdown. For receiving, it was Tyjae Spears' day, 1 reception for 48 yards. But that's all the Titans really can muster. Ravens win this one in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, 24-16. Yeah, I mean, fuck Tottenham. For the next matchup, we have the Miami Dolphins playing host to the Carolina Panthers. Panthers just fucking suck. Seriously, is that why Frank Reich decided to give a play calling? At this point, trade for a first-round pick. Back into the draft. Because you know what you did with your other first-round pick from this year? Not in your possession. It belongs to fucking Chicago. You fucking idiots. Speaking of the Panthers, Bryce Young went 23 for 38, 217 yards, and a touchdown. Chuba Hubbard ran 19 times for 88 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Adam Thielen continues to fucking ball out. 11 receptions, 115 yards, and a touchdown. Pretty good. Because he is that fucking guy. For the Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa went 21 for 31, 262 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Raheem Mostert carried it 17 times for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. For receiving, it was Tyreek Hill, 6 receptions, 163 yards, and a touchdown. Miami fucking smoked the Panthers 42-21 en route to victory. Carolina needs to fucking figure out what the fuck they're doing. Because this is a team that looks like they need some fucking major retooling. If not a major fucking rebuild. Figure it out, Carolina. You're fucked. For this next matchup, we get a battle of the Gulf Coast between the New Orleans Saints and the Houston Texans, who both somewhat looked equally like shit, but also did somewhat impressive. For the Saints, Derek Carr went 32 for 50, 353 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Alvin Kamara ran 19 times for 68 yards. For receiving, it was Chris Olave, 7 receptions for 96 yards. For the Texans, CJ Stroud went 13 for 27, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Devin Singletary carried it 12 times for 58 yards. For receiving, Nico Collins caught it 4 times for 80 yards. Houston is able to escape with the win. 20-13 is your final from Houston, Texas. Let's just hope they actually did a better job than the Astros in the ALCS. Oh, yeah. The Texans did better than the fucking Astros? Well, maybe the Astros should have played Creed in their locker room. The next game we got is an NFC showdown between the Washington Communists, the Commanders, taking on the Atlanta Falcons. This is just... Atlanta, how do you let this happen? What a star running back. How do you let this happen? Just how? For the Commanders, Sam Howell went 14 for 23, 151 yards and 3 touchdowns, which equates to about a touchdown every 50 or so yards. Brian Robinson Jr. carried it 10 times for 31 yards, and Terry McLaurin caught it 6 times for 81 yards. Goes to show how slow the Commanders' offense was today. Their defense did a lot better, though. For the Falcons, Desmond Ridder went 28 for 47, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Jesus fucking Christ. Tyler Algier carried it 13 times for 51 yards. For receiving, it was Drake London catching it 9 times for 125 yards. God damn. Despite how good Drake London was, the Falcons couldn't do shit. Commanders win this game 24-16. I'm going to ask you again, Atlanta. How the fuck do you let that happen? For the next game we have, it is between the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. AFC South showdown, you would expected it to be a little more offensive production, but you know what? This is actually not terrible. Both teams did well, despite Indianapolis receiving some very sad news. Anthony Richardson, probably one of the most impressive rookie quarterbacks this season, is done for the season. It is slated and believed from owner Jim Irsay that he will be undergoing season-ending shoulder surgery and will be missing the rest of the season. And that's a big fucking blow. I actually really like seeing Anthony Richardson play this season, and it sucks to have his season cut short like that. Just please don't turn him into Andrew Luck. Please. For the Colts, Gardner Minshew went 33 for 55, 329 yards, a touchdown, and 3 fucking picks. God. Zach Moss carried it 7 times for 21 yards and a touchdown. For receiving, Michael Pittman caught it 9 times for 109 yards. For Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence went 20 for 30, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Travis Etienne carried it 18 times for 55 yards and 2 touchdowns. For receiving, it was Christian Kirk with 3 receptions, 49 yards, and a touchdown. Jacksonville wins 37-20. Indy just looked off, but Jacksonville's been looking very impressive. You got to give them a round of applause because they've actually been doing very well. Keep it up, boys. For this next matchup, we got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Seattle Seahawks in honestly a very good game. Very low scoring. Which there should have been more scoring, but that's okay. Both teams did very well. They tried, but it just seemed a little weak if you really get the gist. For the Seahawks, Geno Smith went 27 for 41, 323 yards and 2 picks. Kenneth Walker carried it 19 times for 62 yards and a touchdown. For receiving, it was Tyler Lockett with 6 receptions for 94 yards. For those Burrows, Joe Burrow. I said for those Burrows. I meant for the big. Whatever. Joe Burrow went 24 for 35, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Joe Mixon carried it 12 times for 38 yards, and Jamar Chase caught it 6 times for 80 yards. Cincinnati escapes with the win, 17-13 on a goal line stance. And you cannot blame the Bengals. They're trying to get back up there somewhere. Just hit a rough patch. Every team has those at some point. This is the weakest matchup of the week, so let's just get the fucking stats over with and let's just get this entire shit show over with. For the Vikings, Kirk Cousins went 21 for 31, 181 yards, and a touchdown. Alexander Madison carried it 18 times for 44 yards, and TJ Hawkins caught it 6 times for 50 yards. For the Bears, because Justin Fields left the game due to a broken finger, in comes Bagnet. I have no idea how to say his name. He went 10 for 14 with 84 yards for an interception. Dante Foreman carried it 15 times for 65 yards. DJ Moore caught it 5 times for 51 yards. Vikings win this shit show 19-13. I really don't know what to say to this game. It's just fucking mid versus mid in the battle of mid. Good Lord, what is happening over there? Aurora Borealis. In Cleveland, Ohio, where the Browns beat the Niners on a rainy-ass Sunday in Cleveland, Ohio, in the basement of your kitchen. Yes. Can I see it? No. For the Niners, Brock Purdy went 12 for 27, 125 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Christian McCaffrey went 11 times on the ground for 44 yards, and Brandon Ayuk caught it 4 times for 76 yards. For the Browns, P.J. Walker went 18 for 34, 192 yards, and 2 picks. Jerome Ford carried it 17 times for 84 yards. For receiving, it was Amari Cooper with 4 receptions on the day for 108 yards. The Browns, some fucking how, because of a Jake Moody missed field goal, won this fucking game. 19-17. What the actual fuck? Bill, get the fuck over here. Get the fuck over here. What the fuck are you doing? Okay? What the fuck are you fucking doing? You mean to tell me that you don't know what the fuck you're doing? You could have started Malik Cunningham. You just signed him from the fucking practice squad. And you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And so you got Matt Jones, who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, throws another pick, and we can't even win the game. What the fuck are you doing? Matt sucks. You need to retire, you decrepit old fossil fucker. Which brings us to the game between the Patriots and the Jets. And then the Raiders. Matt Jones went 24 for 33, 200 yards, and an interception. Ramondre Stevenson carried it 10 times for 46 yards, and Kendrick Bourne caught it 10 times for 89 yards. And for the Raiders, Jimmy Garoppolo went 14 for 22, 162 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Josh Jacobs ran 25 times for 77 yards, and Marcel Meyer caught it 5 times for 75 yards. I give with the Patriots. I give. 21-17 Raiders win. And seriously, I fucking give with this team. An actual good game on our calendars between two teams that are actually pretty decent this year. No shit, huh? Who the fuck would have thought? For the Lions, Jared Goff went 30 for 44, 353 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Reynolds carried it 10 times for 15 yards, and Amon-Ra St. Brown caught it 12 times, 124 yards, and a touchdown. Pretty fucking good. He is that guy. For For the Bucks, Baker Mayfield went 19 for 37, 206 yards, and an interception. Rashad White carried it 7 times for 26 yards. And Chris Godwin only caught it 6 times for 77 yards. Detroit absolutely fucking smoked Tampa Bay today. 20-6 is your final. It seems like Baker's start to the season was just kind of yay. Now all of a sudden it's just mid. And now we bring you an NFC West showdown between the Cardinals and the Rams. I still have several questions about this Cardinals team as to what they're trying to do. But the answer is no one fucking knows. For the Cards, Josh Dobbs went 21 for 41, 235 yards and a pick. Josh Dobbs carried it 7 times for 47 yards. And Trey McBride caught it 4 times for 62 yards. For the Rams, Matt Stafford went 15 for 24, 226 yards and a touchdown. Kyren Williams carried it 20 times, 158 yards and a touchdown, and unfortunately got injured as well with an ankle sprain. It may keep him out of the game next week, but we'll have to wait and see. And for receiving, Cooper Kupp caught it 7 times, 148 yards and a touchdown. Cooper Kupp is really that guy. The Rams win 26-9. Honestly, God, the Rams could be cooking. Look, I'm not going to do the cheap-ass Simpsons thing again. I'm just going to say, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Philly. To the Jets. To the fucking Jets. Really? You're gonna pull that shit off to the fucking Jets? Good fucking God. There's no more undefeated teams. There's no more. Fucking the Dolphins of 72 are just fucking living it up right now in South Beach. Fucking Christ. For the Eagles, Jalen Hurts went 28 for 45, 280 yards, a touchdown, and 3 picks. Jalen Hurts also ran 8 times for 47 yards and a touchdown. And A.J. Brown caught it 7 times for 131 yards. For the Jets, the fucker of your mother went 19 for 33 and 186 yards. Breece Hall carried it 12 times for 139 yards and a touchdown. And Garrett Wilson caught it 8 times for 90 yards as the Jets pulled the upset out of their fucking ass and for the first time in their franchise history beat the Eagles 20-14. Again, how do you lose to the Jets Eagles at 5-0? Just how? And for Shit Show Part 2, we got the fucking Giants taking on the Buffalo Bills in Highmark Stadium. I just want to know what the hell the end of that game was because it's 12:30 Eastern right now as I'm recording this on Tuesday morning. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck that call was. I couldn't tell you. For the Giants, Tyrod Taylor went 24 for 36, 200 yards. Saquon Barkley ran 24 times for 93 yards. For receiving, Darius Slayton caught it 4 times for a very nice 69 yards. Nice. For the Bills, Josh Allen went 19 for 30, 169 nice yards and 2 touchdowns and a pick. James Cook ran it 14 times for 71 yards. And Stephon Diggs caught it 10 times for 100 yards. Buffalo escapes this fucking game with a victory, 14-9. When I mean they escaped with the win, I mean they really escaped with the win. And Shit Show part 3, as we got Monday Night Football now, between the Dallas Cowgirls and the Los Angeles iPhone Chargers. I know what I said, and I said what I meant. I don't care. Dallas just kept getting penalties up the ass. The Chargers choked away the game at the last hour. Fucking Chargers, man. I'm surprised they haven't fired Brandon Staley yet. For the Cowgirls, Dak Prescott went 21 for 30, 272 yards, and a touchdown. He also ran 7 times for 40 yards and a touchdown. For receiving, CD's Nuts Lamb caught it 7 times for 117 yards. For the iPhone Chargers, Justin Herbert the pervert went 22 for 37, 227 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Austin Eckler carried it 14 times for only 27 yards, and Keenan Allen caught it 7 times for 85 yards and a touchdown. When I said the Chargers choked this game away at the last hour, I really mean it. He got sacked, and then he threw the game-sealing pick in the final minutes. Dallas wins 20-17. Fucking Christ, man. Now it's time to look at the bye week, where we just take a quick little analysis of each team that was on the bye this week and just see what they are up against next week. We'll start with the Green Bay Packers. They're 2-3. They're not looking the hottest right now, but at the same token, they're not looking overly terrible. They still have some holes to fix going into the rest of the season from here on out, because this is it. Because this break is it for you boys. You got Denver next week in Colorado. All I can really say is if you can tweak your stuff out and you can tweak out the holes that you are having, then you guys should be fine. And the only other team on bye this week, the Pittsburgh Steelers, 3-2. They had up and down moments this season. Like, there wasn't any moment where they really dominated or were dominated. It was just more so them trying to figure out what the fuck they were doing. They kind of have it figured out, but against the Rams next week in Los Angeles, only time can tell really what happens from here on out with the Steelers. I mean, what really more can they do? I mean, only time will tell, boys. But breaks over, bitches. Back to work. What a shitty week it was. So, without further ado, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like. Comment down below if you guys want to see me next. If you haven't done so already, subscribe and join the Logical Nation. We're glad to have you. Sorry I look like a complete fucking mess because I cannot sleep for shit at night. But it's okay. Come back here tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern for another fantasy football recap with myself, Red River Duckwin, and Red5478, where Red will probably lose his shit over 2 tight ends. So until then, je suis le logique canadien. Bonne nuit et au revoir.